What's up, everybody? How you doing? Hope you're all doing well. So the last couple of days I decided to put together another video, a top 10 favorite death metal albums, and these are albums particularly released between 2000 and 2015. So what I've been doing is been watching other VC channels. Whenever I typed that in the search bar, only 4 popped up, which are Explosive Action, Maze of Torment, Scourge of Vinyl, and Thralls of Metal. And each one of them showed some badass albums I didn't know about and checked out and loved it. It basically got me thinking maybe I should throw my hat in the ring and do a video similar. A couple of these albums I've shown before, but a lot of them I haven't. And this is a good way to talk about those albums. And hopefully you guys enjoy these type of videos. I sure in the hell do. This is how I discover new death metal bands that I didn't know about. But in the background, kind of sounds like summoning, doesn't it? But it's actually not. So I'm going to turn this up, let this play a little bit, and then we'll get to the top 10. This is actually Vora, Lord of Storms. This is a self-release by Vora. There's going to be another Vora album in here, but I thought I'd have this playing in the background. Lord of Storms is badass, but Vora, if you don't know anything about them, they're from Fayetteville, Arkansas, which is about 90 miles south of me. And I got just about every one of their releases. This is their debut, released in 2002. This track is called 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, Agony. And it kind of starts off with a kind of a summoning feel, and it has the sword fighting, which is fucking awesome medieval shit. What's that? Freaking bone-crushing. But anyway, let's get to this top 10. So these are not in any particular order. I just picked out 10 CDs, and every one of them is fucking badass. So first of all, this one right here, a Swedish death metal band called Morbus Kraw. This is Sleepers in the Rift, released in 2011. And this is some badass, weird, Lovecraftian Swedish death metal. Very... Here, let me get this. That freaking artwork is so badass. But this album is just so damn good. I mean, the album art immediately makes me think of Dark Recollections by oh shit, Carnage. God damn, I couldn't get that out of my head. But anyway, there's some weird riffing in this, some fantastic stuff. It just sounds like something that was released in 1991. As you can see, this booklet is really cool. Nice lyrics, nice freaking logo. Picture of the band, which looked like a bunch of guys from Mayhem sitting there. But look at that. Fucking artwork rules. It's gonna be an instant classic in years to come, I think. It's an album that I don't hardly ever see anybody talk about. I think I've seen one other channel show this before. And but check out tracks like the opening track is Through the Gaping Gate, Coffin in a Coffin. That's some freaking trippy shit. Through the Gaping Gate's more of an intro. Creepy Creeping Creep. Freaking weird shit. The Hallucinating Dead is another one I fucking love. Dead Body File, Necrophile. They kind of, as you can tell by the song titles, they try to make them all rhyme. But this is some really acid trippy fucking Swedish death metal. Kind of, I guess the bands that come to mind when I hear this, it's weird, but some of the riffing kind of reminds me of Demolict from Finland, and Delusatory, a little bit of maybe Sorcery. Just an absolutely fantastic Swedish death metal album that everybody needs to get. Look at that fucker. So that's Morbus Kraw with Sleepers in the Rift. Freaking badass fucking album. Another one, this is The Chasm. This is a Conjuring of the Spectral Empire, released in 2002. Everybody knows that Daniel Chochada, of course, from Cenotaph and Incantation Diabolical Summoning, he's the mastermind behind this freaking massive death metal album. I think they originally from Mexico and then they relocated to Chicago. But if you like progressive, blackened death metal, this is the best way to describe it. A lot of it kind of reminds me of a little bit of like maybe Iron Maiden in a way. A lot of real strummy guitar work. Every once in a while they'll go into the bar chords, make it real heavy, but both guitarists are doing separate things, which is really cool, which I believe that Daniel Chochada is one of the guitarists. Of course, he's got a lead guitarist in there. Fantastic bass playing, fantastic drumming. Just a fantastic death metal album that I hardly ever see anybody show. Look at this bad boy. And there's the band themselves, and there's Chochada, one of my favorite death metal vocalists of all time. I love the way his vocals sound on this. It sounds like he's actually screaming in a chasm. And then the music takes you on a freaking journey. Starts off with this cool intro. I can't really see it, but Procession into the Infraworld, which is an album they released later. There's actually an instrumental. It's about a 9-minute, almost 10-minute track of instrumentation that just blows your mind. This is just one of those death metal albums that everybody needs in their collection. One of the best. Released in 2002. Look at that son of a bitch. Fucking gorgeous. This is a gorgeous album cover. The Chasm, Conjuration of the Spectral Empire. Fucking goddamn, it's a badass album. And another Vora album. This one made the list. This is their debut. This is their last album they released in 2012. This is Gravehammer. Vora, of course, I just talked about him a little bit from Fayetteville, Arkansas. This is some bone-crushing death metal right here. And that dude on the front is exactly what you think of when you hear this. The best way to describe it, it's take a Morbid Angel, Gateways to Annihilation, and Immolation, and mix it together, and this is what you get. This album fucking rules. I think I said 2012, right? Of course, it's a self-release, and I love this artwork. Looks like Saruman with a grave hammer. Fucking beautiful. This, I'm telling you, this is some death metal that you want in your collection right here. Absolutely freaking insane how good this fucking band is. I wish more people knew about these guys, and this is why I'm making this video. Favorite tracks on this, there's one, The Claw is the Law, is about an 8-minute track, and the vocal line in that, especially during the chorus, if you're driving around, that chorus just fills your whole freaking room up, or your whole car up. The vocals are real deep guttural, and he has some high-pitched screams that kind of reminds me of Devin Townsend a little bit. I think in my other video I played their Maleficus album. Freaking badass. Doom Horror is one of my favorite tracks on here, track 3. Grave Hammer, the opening track. Oh, not the title track, sorry. There's some acoustic pieces in this that's just freaking insane. Absolutely beast of a fucking death metal album. You have to have this motherfucker in your collection. Awesome. So this is Vora, Grave Hammer. Freaking beast. Next one up, I showed this not too long ago, and this actually was released in 2000, early 2000, maybe 1999. I can't remember which. But I'm gonna put it in this deal. I showed this, I played this playing in the background in another video, but I want to include this. This is Burning Inside, Eve of the Entities, which has Richard Christie from Death playing drums on it, of course, and he's also in Control Denied. And it has Steve Childers from Black Witchery. This is some technical death metal, and it's just freaking insane. They're originally from a town 90 miles north of me, so just the opposite direction as Vora, and then they relocated to Florida later. I remember when they were in a band called Public Assassin. This band just fucking blew my mind. Let me get this playing again, god dang it. But this album right here, definitely look up the Eve of the Entities. That track blows my mind every time. I don't know what band. Yeah, it says released 2000. It's right on the back. Okay, so I'm in good. I was starting to second guess myself, but look at that artwork. Absolutely fantastic artwork. Not much in the booklet, just the lyrics, a lot of skulls and shit like that, but I'm trying to think what this band sounds like. A little bit of maybe Death, the Sound of Perseverance, just because of the drumming, maybe a little bit of the guitaring in it. The vocals are, he has a real deep guttural, and I'm trying to think a little bit more what they could sound like. They're just their own entity. Eve of the Entities by Burning Inside. Definitely look this up. Actually, I will put links in the description below so you guys can check these guys out. Fucking magic right here. Just badass death metal album. It's BONECRUSHING. I've talked about this next one, but it has to go in here. 2014, Dead Promulgation of the Fall, which actually included in another death metal video similar to this. But this is definitely incantation worship, but done right. Almost just as good, if not better than incantation. This is one Maze of Torment shows a lot, and I definitely had to put this in this mix. Hopefully you guys know this already, but if you don't, check this motherfucker out. Favorite tracks on this is several of them. I think this band's from Athens, actually. Immaculate Poison's a good one. Actually, every fucking track. Promulgation of the Fall, the title track. You've got to listen to this album after this. For my wretched womb. Anyway, if you like Incantation or Father Be Fouled or any of those type bands like that, definitely give this a go. This is magic. Released in 2014. One of my favorite death metal albums of that. Actually, it is my favorite death metal album released in 2014. They need to put another album out. Absolutely do. So, that Congregation of the Fall. Another one. Vicious Art. Pick Up the Sick Child. I believe it's what it's called. Yeah, Pick Up This Sick Child. It's another Swedish death metal band. As you can see on the front, ex-members of Entomb, Grave, and Dark Funeral. This thing, the opening track, Tombstone Grind, freaking brutal. This is brutal Swedish death metal. It has that HM2. By the way, the Sleepers in the Rift, Morbus Kraw, it does have HM2. But anyway, yeah, this album right here, I tell you what, good grief. Released in 2007. Had to sit there and think. This is a beast. Absolute beast that I think I've seen maybe Dennis Fanlog Archives. I think I've seen him show it, but I think he's the only one I've seen show this album or talk about it. The Topmost Violent God, Chain Hooks Falling, that's a good one. Evicted Dead Tenants, Chewing Gunpowder. You could tell already by the lyrics. Our Family Flesh. This is freaking death metal done right. Vicious Art, Pick Up the Sick Child. Freaking fantastic album. And BONECRUSHING. This next one, actually I saw Thralls of Metal. They did show this one, so I had mixed feelings about this because it has so many varied genres in it. It's definitely a death metal album. This is Chasm. I think it's called Hate at First Seed, which basically, if you read the lyrics, it's about vegetation turning on man and destroying them. As you can see in the album cover, you see this vegetation guy running, see it in the back here, and people running from it. Kind of fucking weird concept. The album is absolutely fantastic. I've talked about this album before, but the best way to describe it, it has so many different styles. It's got black metal, it's got death metal, it's even got stoner doom. And the blast beats in this, when they go to them, are freaking awesome. The doomy parts are freaking awesome. The vocals in this, he's got a varied death metal growl with some black metal moments and some doomstoner moments. Just an absolutely fantastic death metal album, released in 2004, and they're from France. Trying to see if there's anything in here. That's what's on the back cover. People running from vegetation, fires, freaking outstanding artwork. The fellas right there. I think this is their debut. After this, they became Death and Roll, but this one is just such an interesting listen. It has so much variety in it. And this artwork's just absolutely fantastic in it. But favorite tracks on this are, I cannot see them, of course. I can't see that either. Fuck my life. Anyway, this is a badass fucking album. Chasm. Hate at First Seed. Definitely look this up, bet you up. If you like a varied style of death metal. Fucking fantastic death metal album. Next one up is, this one's more of an EP. I had to include this thing. This is Psychomancer, Inject the Worms, which they're from Michigan City, Indiana. And it's a killer ass EP. Brandon Dement sent this to me a while back. And ever since I got it, it's one of my go-tos. I fucking love this thing. It has a death thrash kind of vibe to it. Artwork cracks me up. Obviously, these guys, this lady and gentleman are in an alley doing some drugs or something. Fucking killer ass album. There's my favorite track on this is, man, it's track 6. Let me look at the song title. It's a really cool song title as well. Chant of the War Demons. If you're gonna look up a track on that, definitely look Chant of the War Demons. They have several full lengths. I think there's 2 or 3. This EP, and there's another EP I believe they have. I'm gonna get all their stuff after listening to this. It's fucking awesome. Psychomancer, Inject the Worms. Definitely look this up. Released in 2015. I think this is the newest album on this whole list. Next one up is a band from Finland. This is Torture Killer. 4 Maggots to Devour. This is some badass fucking shit. I've talked about this album before, and I believe it was released in 2006 or 2004 on Candlelight. And there's so much, man, I don't know how to describe this album. It's definitely got that Finnish vibe, but it also has a Cannibal Corpse kind of feel to it. In fact, that guy kind of looks like Cannibal Corpse or Corpse Grinder. But this album, I had it playing in the background of one of mine. I think it was my favorite Finnish death metal albums, and this was one of them. Flesh breaks to open wounds. Necrophag. That's what it says. But PHAG. Sadistic violation. Motivated to kill. It's brutal death metal. Strangulation. Fuck them when they bleed. Torture to death. I mean, you can imagine what the freaking music sounds like. Just a killer freaking death metal album that needs more love and needs more people knowing about this thing. I know there's a couple people that have shown this, but it's not an album I see often. I'll just say that. And then one of my favorite death metal albums, another one from Finland, and I actually showed it in my favorite Finnish death metal, and also it's the very first album I had playing in the background in my very first video, and it's one of my favorites still to this day. And the main reason is I'm a huge Demolic fan, and Antti Bowman is in this motherfucker. This is Winterwolf, Cycle of the Werewolf. This is magic. 2009. I talk about this album quite a bit because it's just an album that fucking will live in my greats of death metal, especially during the time period where death metal kind of slid off into the background. And love this artwork. And that's actually, it looks like a fucking mess, but it's a werewolf. I don't know if you can see his claws there, and his face is right there. There it is. You can see it a little bit. It takes a little bit to pick it out. Of course, Antti Bowman right there. The genius. It's all about werewolves. I love the intro because you could actually tell it's Demolic. When I first found this CD, I bought it, brought it home, and then it has kind of some talking at the beginning. Actually, I'm gonna play it for you. Kind of talking in the beginning, I was like, man, that sounds like the guy from Demolic. And then looking into it, found out it was, and I was just fucking blown away. I was like, god damn. And it's been one of my go-to death metal albums. And I talk about this album all the time. It's how fucking good it is. The guitars have that HM2 sound, so it's weird. It's a Swedish sound from Finland, but it still has that Finland vocals. But that's the intro. Mighty shade within the circle I have made. Make me a werewolf from the terrible light of the eye. And at the full devilish host, I pray send hither the great grey shade that makes me shiver. Come, melt the bullet, blunt the knife. Roll the control, strike fear to hand, beast and rental, so they even see the move. Not tyranny for its far hide. My way is fair, fairer than sleep, on the strength of 1,000 heroes. Fucking badass, huh? Shit fucking rules. Anyway, that's a fucking video. Actually, very happy with how this video came out. I know I stutter and stumble through words, but it is what it is. Crusher. Anyway, you have a good one. Hopefully you found something you can add to your collection. That's what it's all about. Y'all have a good one. Later. Bye.